any teachers because you're connected.
That's
everybody on the planet was connected at one point, and we were all in tandem, in time, in rhythm. You could not be. You wouldn't exist. You couldn't make it being that close to Sirius and the sun, being that close to Vega and Lyra, and being that close and connected on a helical angle with what they call Hanab Ku. Man, you wasn't gonna make it. So you didn't make it because you don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
But as we moved away, which they call the fall of man, we fell away energetically from the center. So the radio station, it became like, that's the center. We call it like the radio station, right? Mm-hmm. It was like static. You know, you'd be trying to hear your favorite song, you know what I'm saying? And all the, too far. Mm-hmm. So then people came along to tell you what is happening. So you got all these prophets came along. Mm. But then the prophets became profiteers. Sometimes it was profitable to make up a story about a prophet so they can make a profit, because a lot of the stuff that they do is about commerce and war and controlling people's minds. And we allowed it because we forgot about our daily meditations, our daily prayers, and we forgot about being connected to the earth and being grounded. We got to have a book about grounding. You know, it was interesting because, you know, at the awards, at the Conscious Awards, you know, I didn't realize that I was nominated next to the man that wrote the book on grounding. We were nominated, you know, there was another guy there, I think it's Ober. No, Ober was the guy who wrote the book. Mm-hmm. But there was 3 of us who were nominated, and I was honored to be nominated as, you know, in the natural health category for like the whole planet. I was like, whoa, how did I get there? That blew my mind. Mm-hmm. But the man who won wrote a book about grounding. That's deep. Grounding, the most basic thing. Mm-hmm. A book had to be written, right? A book had to be written to tell us to go put our naked feet on the ground, man. When the book came out, I stared at it in the store. I was like, what is this? It's a brand new book about grounding, earthing. Mm. This is a new thing, earthing. Mm. Aren't we earthlings? We should be earthing. Take your fuse off. But we forgot. There's so many things we forgot because we've been so far away from the center. But guess what? We're now outside of that 6,000 year period where we're supposed to wake up and remember. But there's so much mass distraction. There's so many lights. There's so much blue light coming from your screens, huh? It begins to scramble your brain. So now when the season of lights, huh? Which they call this the seasons of life, the season of lights. You better write that down. The season of lights. That's a good book, huh? Mm-hmm. But the season of lights is what they call it, has to do with photons. It has to do with the photon belt or the photon band and where we sit as we go through the photon band, which is a cloud of lights in space. It's like a Christmas cloud. It's lit up. They don't understand it. Science is like it's a mystery. They don't know what's illuminated. It's bioluminescent space. We're in it. We're in the cloud. Our solar system goes through this, right? Every 13,000 years, we go through this. Mm. We're in it now, which means there's more light and more information coming from the universe, coming from the biosphere, right? And hitting our magnetosphere. There's more of it right now than there has been in a very long time. Mm. And it is helping you. It's like a flashlight in the darkness. Mm-hmm. Now, we didn't just get in the photon band. This has been going on for a minute. So I'm not saying it just happens all of a sudden. We've been in it, but we've been on a certain angle, riding this wave. Things are now aligning. And there's a special alignment that's going to be happening. Like when you go to 2027, we're going to talk about that later. We're moving towards 2027 when the total shift happens. But you can't wait till 2027 to try to get your stuff together. You can't all of a sudden, now I'm a vegetarian and I'm meditating because next couple years, you got to start now. You don't wait to change. Mm-hmm. The photon band is a cloud in space, which is full of light, which is information. We're receiving more information from the cosmos now than we may have ever, as we, the people now, have ever gotten.
Wow.
But if those light waves are contaminated by screens, by us swiping all day long and not taking a break, too many tail-eye visions, too many frequencies, 3G, 5G, 2G. They got 6G now. You know about 6G. They didn't even tell you about they rolled out 6G. You didn't even hear about it. They wasn't even on the news because they told you last time and you got crazy. So they don't even tell them about the 6G. They got 6G. Don't worry. We got devices on, we got devices that block 6G. I got one as I'm sitting here talking to y'all. Block 6G. It doesn't block it. It changes the frequency. We got them on our website, elevationtime.com. Now, my point here is that the light information that's coming to us now is the download. We're getting more downloads. The funny thing about downloads is you can't receive the downloads if you are not sending the correct upload. The upload codes is codes you got to send to the universe before the keys are unlocked or the gates are unlocked. So you're just waiting for something to happen because they always told you, no, we're going to be saved. Just wait on such and such. We'll be saved. You better save your ass. Save your ass right now. How do you do it? You need to figure out the code. One of the codes is your rhythm. 6-8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. It's a 6-8 rhythm. So I'm playing those rhythms on a lot of those things that I'm putting out on YouTube and even the projects on my website at elevationtime.com. A lot of those are in 6-8 rhythms. There's a reason. Because the 6-8 rhythm allows this energy to flow up your spine so that it can meet the oil, so that the Santa oil can have the right frequency, the right pitch, the right timing, the right signature, so that when it comes down, the gifts are put under the tree. The oil, all it does is it picks up your thoughts, your feelings, your desires. If you're in victim mode, if you're in sad mode, if you're feeling broke, if you feel like you don't have anything, if you feel like, oh my God, the world is messed up, look what they're doing to us, then that becomes packaged and condensed into the oil. The oil only has the potential to carry your thoughts and your feelings, compress and condense them as a capacitor and put them under your tree. What happens on this day, this sacred day? The sacred secretion is going to pick up on whatever you putting down. Whatever you're putting down, it picks up. You get to choose. It has, people say, well, this isn't like a magical oil. Well, it's only magical because it has the power to carry your feelings and your thoughts. If you're still in angry mode, see, a lot of people want to get conscious, but the subconscious still got them. A lot of people want to get rich, but broke still got them. Well, some people want to live good, but bad still got them. They want to get up, but down still got them. It's time to break the spell all the way. All these holidays and all these songs, they put a spell on us. And it's a code in all of it. Once you get it, you can break the spell. That's what I'm going to be talking about on Saturday. I'm doing the workshop, a class on Saturday, how to break this spell. And I'm also going to give you the exact formula of how to find this day so that you'll know. People say, well, just give us the day. See, that's the problem. Now people just want stuff. They just want to push a button. I found it on YouTube. It was a 4-minute video. It told me how to change my whole life. Wow. You get out there trying to do this, and then you say, but the body says, wait a minute, man. You ain't put in no time. You don't have no experience. And you think that everything being conscious and, oh boy, you just having all this information is going to help you. But when actually the truth is that you have to have action. You have to have experience. You can't just be given references all day. You've got to have referent. A referent is an actual experience. It is my highest desire that this year you actually get a real referent, a real experience. Some people know because last year when they did the experience, when they did the ceremonies and the rituals that we talk about to do on this particular day, their lives changed. And anybody can do it, no matter what your condition is. You can do this. So I'm going to be giving out not only the formula on Saturday, I'm going to be giving you the exercises on Saturday, the why, the when, the what, and the how. But for some of us, it's going to be challenging because, you know, we want these gifts that's to be given. We want things under the regular Christmas tree, right? Which is a degree, 5 degrees actually off of what this thing is really about. It's not even in 2023. The day that this comes is not even in December. You have to know because an alignment happens on this day. A very unique alignment. I've been looking for it on the internet. And I'm saying the people don't even talk about this. They only talk about how the earth is the closest to the sun. So my point here is that there's sacred things happening, and sacred things must be done at sacred times and in sacred places. Sacred things should be done at sacred times and sacred places. And you're going to have to put in a little effort and not just be so lazy and just want to just know it and do it, and I got it, and then go on with your life. There's a new rhythm. There's a new walk. There's a new talk. 2024, you're going to need to know how to live in 6/8, walk in 6/8. Because it's an 8 year. And if you're in 4/4 in an 8 year, we got a problem because your music sounds different than mine. Because it's the rhythm of the earth. It's the rhythm of the orchestra or the orchestra of the stars. It's a sound. Are you of sound mind and body? Are you in a rhythm, in a dance with the universe? It's the season of lights. They keep telling you they're lighting the candle at the Washington such and such. It's a candle lighting ceremony. Do you know what the candle represents? Your pineal. Candle. You need to find out where that word come from. What is this about lighting the candle? And why do they always say in certain spiritual circles to never blow out candles? They always tell you, don't blow the candles out. Y'all don't know why you at your birthday blowing out candles? Make a wish. Think of something and don't tell anyone. Make a wish. Do you have it, Johnny? Yep, I have it. Now, open your eyes and blow out the candles. What? First of all, the cake represents the female womb. And the chocolate cake is the #1 cake for any birthday. Chocolate. That's the black mother, the black womb. And then you put frosting on that cake. Why you put frosting on that cake? Why is it called icing or frosting? Why? Because you don't want the black womb, the black original mother, to wake up, so you freeze her ass. You don't want her to get past 32 degrees. Because if the black original woman wakes up, if the queen of the hive really wakes up, guess this whole thing changes. And I'm not just talking about the black woman. I'm talking about the black mother of all, the essence of it all. When she wakes up in each of us, when we allow her, this whole thing changes. And guess what? They can't hold on. This thing that's going on right now is not sustainable. They're showing you that they fighting for survival. It's crazy what's going on. They're attempting to distract you as much as possible because this thing happens whether you're spiritual or not. Check this out. This thing that I'm talking about that happens on the real Christmas happens whether you're spiritual or not. You don't have to be spiritual or what you call spiritual. This happens to everybody, even the animals. What are you talking about? Yeah, everybody gets it. Everybody gets the oil. Now, you can get more oil by doing certain exercises, and you can charge the oil, and you can put information in the bottle, the oil bottle, and you can anoint yourself and put certain gifts under the tree of your choosing if you know how to win, and you know how to know how. This thing is deep. So everybody gets it. It's not because you're vegan, you're vegetarian, you're breatharian, you're thisitarian. Ain't got nothing to do with that. has to do with your mindset, has to do with your focus. It has to do with really knowing what love is. And for a lot of us, love is really about care. Because sometimes you say you love somebody, but you don't care about it. Love is a funny word. What's love got to do with it? A lot of times, nothing. I am saying that the gifts under the tree are ones you're going to put there. They're beautiful gifts that you're going to put there. What are your desires? What are your 7 desires? Some people say 12 because there's 12 days and there's 12 gifts. That's why it's a lot about 12 in this whole thing. The 12 days of Christmas, the 12 days of lights. I will tell you right now, when this day comes, most people are going to be through. They're going to be the holidays, then kick their asses. They're going to be tired. They're going to be drunk. A lot of folks are the liquor, the food, the overeating, the undereating, the depression, the sadness, the poor me, the rich me. Look what I got. Look what I'm doing. Look at me. Look at my watch. Look at my new toys. It's going to cause the average person to experience the oil, but the oil is going to be rancid or contaminated. Because oil, when you put oil in a plastic container, right? Now, you know, you have a lot of these vegetable oils in a plastic container. Do you know the oil is now tainted with the energy of the plastic? It's condensed. You know, you buy all the cheap ones, though. Cheap oils is always, you know, in plastic. It is plastic. You're eating plastic, microplastics. And all of a sudden, your hormones get freaked out because these plastics, most of them are made from soy or soy-like products, which are called xenoestrogens. They create what's called xenoestrogens or estrogen-mimicking chemicals. Too much estrogen will kill you. Estrogen is a killer. Oh, come on, Dr. V, what are you talking about? Estrogen is what looks around the body and sees what cells are not doing their job and takes them out. Estrogen. It's a very serious thing. She wants to know who's working. She's like the queen bee. The queen bee, the queen bee and that hive, everybody better be doing what that queen bee says. Estrogen is like the queen bee. If you ain't on your job, we got to take you out. So cells in the body that may not be doing what they're supposed to be doing, estrogen has the power to take them out. Now, the scientists told me, well, Dr. B, you're not explaining that correctly. Well, you explain it better because they tell you all this talk and try to show you these charts. Shut up. I'm trying to give it to my people in a way they can get it. Estrogen, right? When you have estrogen mimicking chemicals, they disturb your natural estrogen. So you may have cells in your body that are growing that shouldn't be growing. They're off. Their rhythm is off. They ain't in the right rhythm. They're off. Estrogen's job is to march around and say, well, wait a minute. Touch that cell and say, hey, what are you? Are you real? And she takes them out. Same thing like with in the body, you know, you've got certain parts of your body that are looking for things that are not harmonically tuned to the frequency of the body. This is what your glands are supposed to do. This is what your filters are supposed to do. If you have too much estrogen, she starts killing indiscriminately. She starts taking out healthy cells. Too much estrogen. So estrogen mimicking, right, chemicals and estrogen itself that's gone wild, that hasn't been balanced with testosterone, will cause, this is what's causing a lot of times prostate cancer, uterine cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer. They say that these are estrogen dominant symptoms because of this estrogen. And look at the food you're eating. Look at the food that you eat on a holiday. Birds, turkey, chicken. And that turkey and that chicken that you eat are not even natural. Where do you think they came from? If they was white and couldn't run and couldn't fly, guess what? They ain't natural. Was you eating a wild turkey? Now, that's different. You went out and hunted and got you a wild turkey. What color was that? Probably black or different colors, and it wasn't easy to catch them. Ain't no chickens in the woods. There might be some Cornish hens and some pheasants. But my point is that the foods that we eat and everything on these days is putting too much estrogen in your body. Then you're using oils. The oils is too much estrogen. So you become emotional at a time, and oh boy, I gotta buy a gift. I gotta give them such and such. Oh my God, I didn't get anything, or I got too much. We get this whole thing starts happening, and we start eating foods that you'd never eat, mixing things that should never be mixed. Then you're gonna put a little bit of gluten, a whole lot of gluten, a ton of glue, which is all sticky. You see what I'm saying? Which is causing you to be high, because when you have a lot of gluten in your system, all of a sudden now you're making gluteomorphate, which is a morphine-like substances that gets you high. You feel high. Then you're using a whole lot of dairy, you know, and if you're using a lot of dairy, now you're making caseomorphate, which is a morphine-type substance. You're high on these things. And then sugar. How much sugar is consumed on Christmas? Sugar shuts down your pineal gland. This is processed sugar, white and brown.